Good evening, everyone. Promise to clean the windshield soon, all right? But here we are in downtown Olympia. Do I dare tell a scandalous story? Here we are at Last Word Books. And you know, someone posted something. It was the owner of this joint. I think his name was Sky, and he said, you know, I've got a job at the Evergreen State College now, and my job is checking out who gets a scholarship, and they all have to put their picture up, and I always choose the cute girls. So I found that a little bit unusual. And then I wondered if the Last Word Books was, what is the last word of the poor interns that are cute at that bookstore? What is the last word? Is it help? Sorry, Sky, but I busted you. We've got our little closed down places. But I don't think our tent city is closed down. It's just locked up, though. It's always strangely a locked up and locked away place. You know what? This place has always held a place in my heart. Acme Fuel. Kind of cartoon-esque. We hope you're all having a great night tonight. In our sort of quieter world. Yes, we've got little Mankin along for the ride. I guess we'll go from a different direction today. Right? They made a law today that you have to wear a mask in Thurston County. I don't know where I stand. I've got one here. I put it on as little as possible. I find it funny that it's made in China. So I always think about, once again, the Kalki book. What does it have in it, right? Now the sky's getting a little more interesting. And the seagulls are beginning to make their little night cries. So it's just, once again, we are closed up, still wondering about things like fires, rather curious about all that kind of stuff. I kind of got a little bit dissed. I put up the Israel Keys thing, and maybe I didn't really talk enough about the experience. I mean, it's not like I knew him, but boy, was he around here. I'm sure he was all kind of eating up people here. You know, there was a military guy named, I won't say his name. He was down here doing special ops, and he went to the Salvation Army to kind of see, you know, who's there. He would kind of go to different places. And he said that this man at the Salvation Army, who really kind of, you know, looked like he sort of knew his stuff, said, you know, the meat here don't taste right. Yeah, the meat here don't taste right. So they made a law today about social distancing, and this is what I always find extraordinary about social justice warriors and the libtards that run the state. They love to make laws that they know they're not going to follow. They love to make high self-virtuous taxation, but they are not going to tax themselves. Here's someone who has a mask around their eyes. It was not around her nose or her mouth, but it was around her eyes. That was hilarious. All right. Yeah. So here we go with our, go ahead. Don't let me stop you. There you have it. But there was nothing different today than any other day. You know, it's just that there's this law to sort of not have to follow. We've got the Society, that's a funny name. For here, right next to Tent City, we've got a place called Society. The Highest Tide, that's a sort of a local kind of book. I remember Tom reading it. These rainbow flags are little made in China things. Oh boy. To mask or not to mask, downtown Orly.